What's up, y'all?
Hey, guys.
Subscribe.
Go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you in a second.
Did you say that funny just now?
Said what?
You said subscribe.
I did not say subscribe.
We'll listen back to it later.
Live from Washington, D.C., you're listening to Just John and April on the Lance J Radio Network.
Just between you and me, there's a line, there's no tricks, there's a love.
Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place to level up your intimacy.
Yeah.
It's Lance J Radio Network, WOLDC, right?
Yep.
WVOL Nashville, and soon to be KIXI 880 AM in Seattle.
Yep.
Which is exciting.
So this is a big
exciting.
deal. I'm really excited for Lance. He is really doing big things, expanding.
He is.
This radio station in Seattle is a little bit different for a couple of reasons. The audience is slightly different, but also the time slot is different.
So when does that start?
It starts on May 16th, I believe, is when he begins, and his time slot is drive time, 4 to 5 in the afternoon, which I think is one of the higher rated, maybe the highest rated time slot on the station.
That.
So congrats, Lance. Congrats, Lance.
So you just talked about me earlier.
Congrats, Lance.
And we can rewind the tape.
We can rewind it. Well, I heard it though, and I admit that I didn't say it right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad. Thank you, Lance, for bringing us along for the ride, and we're excited for you, man. And congrats, man. Keep doing the big things. You're amazing.
Yeah. So that's some good stuff,
babe. We had Mother's Day this week, and I just want to know, how did we do? Did you enjoy it? Was it good? Mother's Day is one of those holidays where, I guess you do it for your mom growing up, and then when you get married, you call your mom on Mother's Day. It's not really the same though. Now, like, the main person that you're doing Mother's Day for is your wife.
That's right.
And you always want to know, was it good? Did you enjoy it?
I really did, because I like the way we do Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Right.
I like the way we do it. It's like you eat as much as you want.
That's right.
It's literally like ringing the bell. Ice cream, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Cookies. So I ate a lot today. The breakfast was amazing. Biscuits and all that, y'all, was so good.
Yeah.
And, just doing nothing. Just being able to just be in the bed all day. I don't get to do that.
You don't.
So being in the bed all day, watching my shows, chilling.
Is your favorite part just being off, like not necessarily having to do anything if you don't want to?
Because
that's the idea.
I love every moment of that.
That's good.
Because that doesn't happen but a couple times a year. It's like birthday and Mother's Day.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, we don't really
and
do
if
that
you're
for
sick.
anniversary. Even if you're sick, we're going to make you work. I'm just kidding.
That's true. Sometimes I'm working anyway.
Right,
so,
that's true.
But yeah, so it was great, babe.
Well, good.
Thanks.
I'm glad you liked it. So, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We know it was a few days ago, but still, happy Mother's Day to you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was great.
Yeah.
And looking forward to next year. So there's some sad news that we want to start with today. And it's sad for a couple of reasons, in my opinion. So let me just share the news. You probably already heard it. Kevin Samuels passed away. I want to say it was Friday.
I think that's when we found out.
That's true. He might have
been
already
Thursday.
been dead. Thursday. That's a good point.
Some people may not know who he is.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels is.
He's an influencer.
Yes, he's a relationship.
Well, he is known for, he is an influencer and self-proclaimed image consultant, lifestyle coach, and dating expert. And yes, he died on Thursday.
Okay, it was Thursday.
In Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, in Atlanta.
Right.
And he was one, there was a lot of controversy about the things that he talked about.
Yes.
We've spoken about things on our show.
We've been very upfront about not agreeing with his philosophy. In fact, actually, we see ourselves as kind of the anti-Kevin Samuels in terms of our message. It's actually the exact opposite of what his message was. You know what I'm saying? So I would say we're kind of like the exact opposite.
Well, I would say we did not agree with most of the things he said. Now, there are some things that he said
we could see
that I could see, and I even agree with. Some things, very small times.
Yes.
But that he would say some things, I'd be like, well, yeah, that is true. But most of the time, and I didn't watch a lot of his stuff, so I can't say that every single thing. But his basic philosophy we didn't really agree with.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
But what was sad for me, first of all, the fact that he passed away is sad. Period. Right. But what was really sad for me is that, he did have a lot of people out there that didn't agree with him.
Right.
And so a lot of people responded with the whole, that's what you get.
That's what I didn't like either.
And
that's what I was saying. This was sad twice.
Yeah.
I think his timely death was sad because, I think it's possible to disagree with someone and still wish them well.
Right.
We never wished any ill on him. We never wanted him to have any problems, but we just didn't agree with what his philosophy was. And there are a lot of people who, I guess, vehemently disagreed to the point where their attitude in this situation was kind of like, that's what you get.
Or you deserved it.
Right,
or,
right.
That's what happens
Right.
when you do this or that and the other.
Right.
And he has, I don't know her name, but this female who basically is going to keep his philosophy, keep his thing going.
It's another woman who basically believes in his philosophy that is now going to take over and kind of...
Well, that's what I'm hearing. Like, she's going to take over. And I kind of saw, she was doing a live, and I just clicked on to see what she was talking about. And she was basically telling those people, like, you're wrong. Like, you are wrong for wishing ill will on him or being happy because he's dead now, And I agree. Like, I don't agree with him. I do not. I really didn't like him like that.
Right.
The
what
way
you
he
knew about him.
That's what I'm saying. The way the way that he showed himself, the way that he presented himself, I didn't necessarily care for. But I'm just like, I don't know how you gonna be happy that somebody's dead. Like, I mean, as much as I couldn't stand the things that he was saying, I would not be happy that he died.
So that's
or
the thing.
Wish that he would be dead. Like, I don't know, and I just sad that people are even bold enough to type that on social media and have that out there. Like, are we those kind of people? Is that who we are as a people, that we're like happy when someone dies?
I think so. And that's the sad part for me. So I think we're at a place, what I notice in general in our country is this idea that it's almost like you can't really disagree with a person unless you villainize them. Like I have to make it so that we're enemies. And I don't know why that is. Why can't I just disagree with you? Why can't we disagree and still be able to live in the same area? Like, why do I have to surround myself with only people that agree with me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's true. And I think that it has changed in our society even more. And I'm going to just say since the Trump years, it has gotten worse.
Yeah. It
has gotten worse where you can't disagree with or have your own opinion about something without it being, and it may not just be Trump. I'm just saying that may have exacerbated something that was already forming in our culture, in our society. And that is, if I have beliefs as a Christian, I can't say what I believe without knocking down someone else personally. And I'm saying, just because I don't believe A, B, and C doesn't mean that I don't think that you can do what you want to do.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree. There used to be a place, I think, for
you think
us
there
to,
was?
I think there was a place for us to have our different ideas and it'd be okay. And I think that has been breaking down for years. And I'll tell you when I feel like it started. Well, I shouldn't say where it started, but it feels like where it really started picking up traction was when Bill Clinton was elected. And this is
really?
This is just from what I remember.
Okay.
It feels like, because the first election that I actually participated in was the one after Clinton, was when George Bush was elected. By that time I was grown and I was able to vote.
Right.
And I remember following things in such a way that it seemed like the left and the right were doing more to villainize each side and to almost create a divide to make it so that you hated each other. And I was like, what is this?
I would say
and it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And it's like every election is worse and worse. And like you said, I think it reached a really ugly head at when we got to Trump.
Well, the reason why I say that is because the head was doing it.
Right. That's the first time we've ever seen that.
Yeah, when the head does it. And that kind of just shows that when the top acts a certain way,
it really affects things.
It really trickles down.
No question.
Even
it does more than trickle, in my opinion. It opens it's like opening a water faucet. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
or a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that we can say that we can see that in this whole Kevin Samuels thing, because just even with us not agreeing, some of our stuff out there, some people's response was like, we were talking about him.
Right.
And I'm saying
we don't know the guy.
Know him.
We just talking about what he said.
But I feel like when you are putting that out there, I should be able to comment and say,
just like anybody can do to us.
Yeah, I don't agree with you on that. And this is why, and this is what I think should be taught
and
instead.
I would love for us to be able to get to a place where now we could do that again.
Where we can have a conversation.
Where you can say I disagree, but I'm not personally attacking you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I think those two things go together a lot.
It is, but I think it's another level when you say, I'm happy that they're dead now.
I agree.
Because even people were doing that with Trump.
Right.
Wishing him ill will.
Right.
And I'm saying, I don't like him, but I ain't trying to kill him off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So this whole situation really brings something out to me, though, that I think we really should talk about, and that is life is really short. You have no idea how much time you have.
John.
And because of that, I think it's important that we focus on stuff that lasts, not superficial things. When we teach people that the most important thing for them to look at when they're looking for a relationship is how much a person makes, what their weight is, how old they are. To me, that's all superficial.
It is.
And is less important than character stuff.
Exactly.
And in my opinion, that's the stuff that really matters. And I'm saying, in a time like this, I would say that message is even stronger now than it's ever been. We have to focus on the stuff that really matters, not just the stuff that passes away. Because, you could be dead tomorrow. You could be dead today.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? You have no idea.
Like, I would have never thought that. 57, he's just going to drop dead.
I thought he was 56.
Was he 56?
Yeah.
And he didn't think that.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't think that.
I'm saying we just don't.
We don't know.
When you just don't know.
No.
And so you're making a great point, because it's like, think about what matters in life.
Yes.
Because when you really think about it, money is not going to really, it makes things better.
Yeah.
But in the long run, it's not going to make you happy.
In the end, having a bunch of it does not equate to being happy.
No.
That's the
in
point.
the end, too.
And having a little bit of it doesn't mean you're going to be miserable.
That's true. That's true. But this too, John, when you die, whenever that is, because you don't know,
right?
What legacy did you leave?
Yes.
What did you leave about you as a person? What did you leave?
And that's character.
About
what's
important?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And really, I mean, it's nice. All of those other things, those are nice. I think those are just additions. But really, it's about your integrity.
Yes.
It's about love.
Yes.
Were you honest?
Yes.
Were you somebody that can be depended on?
Yes.
So that, if you do leave this earth, what am I going to remember, the love that you shared,
right?
And be able to remember those things. So it really does make you, when something like that happens, it really does make you think about what is important in life.
I agree. And what's
and cherishing each other.
Yes.
Yes. Cherishing the ones that you love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, we never wish any ill will on Kevin Simon. And actually, we're praying for his mother and family.
Yes.
That they would be able to handle this loss.
Definitely.
But there's some other stuff that went on in the news I want to ask you about when we come back. Hopefully you'll be ready for my little questions. You know what I'm saying?
You're listening to the Lance J Radio Network.
Paragon 7 Studios.
Hey. hey.
John and April back with you. Some other stuff happened this weekend that was pretty interesting. I should say last week. It wasn't even this weekend. It was last week. Now it's almost old news.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm sure people are still talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Did you guys hear about Dave Chappelle?
Listen.
This man getting tackled at his comedy show at the Rose Bowl. Did y'all hear about that?
I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness,
I wonder if that's ever happened to him before.
I'm not. I think so. Look,
you think that's happened to him before?
First of all, this man has some legendary heckler stories.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be surprised if something like this has happened a day before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real.
Right.
But anyway.
Before we get into that, though,
okay,
I want to ask you about something else.
Okay.
We're going to go back to Dave Chappelle.
All right.
But I have to ask you this because I was kind of like, it kind of took me back. But I don't know if you heard about Pete Davidson and the fact that he tatted his neck with the initials of Kim and her kids. So it's so let me read what it is. It's K for Kim, N for North, S for Saint, C for Chicago, and P for Psalm. So KNSCP
is tatted on his neck.
And that's Kim and her kids. Like,
right. First of all, I saw a story. I didn't read it. I saw something come up in my feed saying that he tatted her kids' initials on his. I didn't see it was his neck, but I saw he had a tattoo.
So what do you think about that? Because you're like, I mean, think about like if I started dating somebody else, right?
Yes.
We're not together anymore, and it's AJJ on my on my new boyfriend's neck,
right?
And we only been together for a few months.
So a couple things. Number one, I don't have any tattoos. If I did, getting a tattoo with my new girlfriend's kids' initials on it would be a bigger deal because I don't have any. So I'm getting a permanent thing done to me in a situation where I don't even have any.
Okay, so what you're saying is if somebody who always gets tats,
I'm going to go specifically to Pete. I know he's tatted up like crazy. He has tats everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, so I don't know how big of a deal that actually is. Now, it feels like he's trying to make a statement to Kim that he is all in with her. So he's getting a permanent thing on his neck.
You think it's for Kim?
I think so. I think he's trying to prove to her that he really cares about her.
You don't think it's
kids.
for Kanye?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Honestly, look, I don't know Pete and I don't know Kanye. But it seems to me that Kanye is the one that's super reactionary. But maybe Pete is just as reactionary. I don't know.
I think Pete is having fun.
Maybe he just did that as a joke.
I don't know what he just seems like a huge joker.
Yeah, you might be right.
And that he's just enjoying.
So you don't think he's actually doing this to like say to Kim, "I'm all in with you and the kids and everybody." You think he's just basically trolling Kanye? Does that make you respect him more?
It makes me like, yo, he is not afraid.
No, clearly not.
And he likes to play a lot of games.
Babe, I've never even considered that, but that would be hilarious.
I do. I really think that he is a serious jokester, and he will.
Okay, we know he's a serious jokester,
but he will go all in. Like you know how some people joke and they like go too far.
Yes,
I think he's one of those kind of guys.
Yeah,
I do. Anyway, I just wanted to know what you thought about that.
That's interesting. Well, anyway, so what happened with Dave Chappelle?
Yes.
You have a story on it. We actually saw this. I think we saw it on social media. Maybe. The morning after it happened or something like that. Maybe it was that night because we were thinking about going live. I can't remember when it was.
No. That was you're mixing.
I'm mixing something else
up. But yeah,
okay.
You're mixing something else up. Okay. But Dave Chappelle, he was performing on Tuesday night and came to a temporary screeching halt when someone rushed to the stage and attacked the comedian. Yeah. And it was especially scary because we've learned that the guy pulled out a gun. And the gun was not real, but it had a knife on the end of it.
Yes.
And,
so I was right about that detail.
Yes, you were right about that detail. Yeah. But people were like, how in the world did it, even the security was shocked that he got past the metal detector. Like, I'm like, come on now.
With that weapon. Yeah.
Really? Like, how could they even get that in there?
I don't know.
So why, it seemed like they would have upped security. They would have upped all of that.
You mean since Will Smith?
Yeah. But what was really funny was when Dave says to, because
Chris Rock was there. Yeah, Chris had done a set earlier that night at the same show.
Right, and he comes out and he was like, yo, was that Will Smith?
Right.
That's what Dave said to him.
No, that's what Chris.
No, Dave said that to Chris. Was that Will Smith?
I thought Chris said it in the mic. Anyway.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, anyway, whatever. Somebody said that, which is hilarious.
So,
because now that's the thing.
Right.
That's going
to be the thing from now on. Okay, so I actually have a few questions for you about this. And I didn't ask you beforehand, so I hope you're ready. Okay, so here's my first question.
Go.
Okay, seriously. Like, a lot of people are saying this, and I want to know if you agree. Do you think the guy rushing the stage to tackle Dave Chappelle is actually Will Smith's fault? In other words, do you think Will started something at the Oscars that we're seeing the remnants of now? Or was this unrelated and it had nothing to do with Will?
I think so.
You think it's Will's fault?
And I hate to say that, but
a lot of people say that, by the way.
I do. And the reason why is because we were not hearing about stuff like this. We were hearing about, now listen.
We weren't hearing about it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't happening.
John, I'm talking about rushing on the stage and tackling. We've heard people throwing stuff. We've heard Dave talk about that.
Right.
people throwing stuff, people, calling, saying things.
Yes.
But running up on the stage and literally tackling you down to the ground, I have not heard that.
I want to go back and look to see if we can find stories on this, just to see if this was happening already. And I would love to dig into the archives and find out some of Dave Chappelle's heckler stories, because like I said, they're legendary.
He has told his stories on stage.
He may have had somebody try to rush and then just get tackled by security before.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
And I'm sure they've had people come up to the stage or try to, but I'm saying that it wasn't in the news.
Right.
It has not been in the news.
That's
so
true.
Obviously,
that's true.
And I feel like if somebody was tackled on stage, it would have been in the news.
Right.
And we have not heard that at all within the past, let's just say the past year.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say the past 2 years.
Right.
I have never heard that.
So Will Smith really started this.
I believe
began a new thing.
that maybe got some people thinking who have issues. And I'm saying, but this is my thing, babe. My thing is, why are you going to
why you at the comedy show in the first place?
Shows? Why are you going when you know
you can't take a joke?
But it's not even about if you can't take a joke. Why are you going when you know you can't handle them talking about things that are dear to you, that mean something to you? Because like there are certain comedians that be talking about the Lord. It's like blasphemy. I'm like, look, you can get struck down.
You and I went to a comedy show one time, and the guy was going in on God stuff. We got up and left.
Look, you can get struck down. I will not.
We're not doing that.
Okay,
that was too much for us, and we didn't know he was going. We didn't know that comedian was going to do that.
No, we didn't know he was going to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm saying you can talk about that,
right?
But I'm leaving,
right?
Or I'm turning it off,
right?
Because again, that's one thing I don't play with,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You can get struck. I will not. Okay, so I don't play with that. Other stuff that has to do with my race, I laugh at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Other stuff that has, that has to do with other things, I laugh at. And so I'm saying, you don't have to go. So that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Why do people go? Why do they watch?
Yeah.
If they are prone to now get violent because of what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, that's a good question. All right.
I want to say the same thing about Will. He should not have gone.
To the Oscars?
To the Oscars.
Nah. He wouldn't. He didn't
John,
know they were going to make fun of his wife.
I'm not saying actually. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying you know that they're going to be joking on you.
He should, in my opinion,
especially when you are one of the people. You're nominated.
But you're the nominated.
You're
nominated. They're going to do that.
You know your name is going to be
That's true.
Okay.
Right.
Or your family, whoever.
Right.
You know. So,
okay. So I got a second question. Mm-hmm. I got to get these in.
Okay.
Do you think this incident corrects things? In other words, will comedians now feel bolder again about being able to tell their jokes? So here's what I'm really asking you. Mm-hmm. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock.
Right.
I think Will Smith was trying to put comedians on notice in general, that there are certain things I'm not going to tolerate. If you're talking about my wife, I'm coming for you, right? Okay, so now it sends a message that says, we're no longer going to take your verbal abuse. Okay. This dude, Isaiah Lee, or whatever his name is, right?
Yeah.
Tries to tackle Dave Chappelle and gets stomped out. Okay?
Even Jamie Foxx.
His elbow, he's broke. You know what I'm saying? He's broken. He's jacked.
They even got some stuff.
Ambulance had to take him away. So I think, and I want to know if you agree with this. Do you think that was to send a message? I think it was. And do you think that's corrected things now? Do you think now people are going to be like, okay, I'm going to think twice before I rush this stage because I might get stomped out?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I think that definitely sent a message like, we're going to beat you down.
Right.
And we ain't getting in trouble for doing it.
Right.
I mean, they beat him down. I mean, even Busta Rhymes and Jamie Foxx even got a couple of kicks.
But I did read, they did get a couple of kicks in. I did read, though, that I think Dave Chappelle may end up having to give some money in a civil suit. I read that.
Nah.
Okay.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
We'll see.
First of all, the guy, his bail is like $30,000 right now. So he's not being charged for a felony, but he's going to be in trouble.
Right.
I'm saying you should have got beat down.
Right.
You should have got beat down. I do think it sends a message, yes, that if you come at us, we're going to beat you down. But I also think that the thing I love about comedians is that they're not scared.
Right.
They're not afraid, or at least they don't act afraid. Even if they are.
Yeah.
I like that they are bold, and I feel like it's going to make them come harder. So they really about to bring their game. Oh, you think we gonna not stop? Now we gonna go all the way in.
So then what you're suggesting is this may further the divide then, because we talked about earlier, there seems to be a divide in our country right now that sort of separates us and creates enemies. So that
here's another one. Here's another division.
Same exact kind of situation
here.
Oh yeah,
here's another one.
So you think it's gonna get worse because you think the community's gonna say, okay, we're gonna up the ante now.
We're gonna up the ante, and I think it's gonna be like where people are gonna start trying to like, I don't want to say, what's the word that we use now? Not blacklist, but whatever it is.
Yeah, like blacklist somebody.
Yeah, but it's not the word we cancel.
Oh, okay, cancel culture, right.
Yeah, cancel culture. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that it's going to work because there's a lot of us out there that support the comedians and what they do. I just think people need to relax.
Agreed. So that really brings us to our word of the day. The word of the day is not relax. But it does start with an R.
Yes. Respect.
And the word is respect.
It's respect.
Respect.
Did I jump the gun on that?
No, it's fine. Who cares? The word is respect.
The word is respect,
what does it
mean? Due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. Respect.
Wow. So the idea is, even if we don't agree with each other, we can still have regard for each other's feelings.
We can.
We can have regard for each other's rights and wishes and traditions and stuff like that. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to do that.
It is, and I guess people feel like comedians should have respect and have due regard for people's feelings and that type of thing. But I think when you think about that career, it's a part of that. It's a part of that culture. The comedian culture is to be able to talk about things that no one else can.
Not only that,
or that no one else will.
The reason we came to the show is so you can make us laugh, and there's a thin line between what's funny and what's offensive, and really the best comedians seem to know how to tiptoe that line.
Yeah.
And sometimes it goes overboard for certain kinds of people, but the reason we paid you to go up there was to make us laugh.
Yeah. And I think you have your audience. Because again, the dude that goes all the way in on the Lord, I don't watch him ever.
That's not my dude.
I don't even know what his schedule is. Like, I don't know what he's on. I don't know. When I see that there's a TV show that he's in, I'm not watching
You're not part of his audience.
I'm not a part of his audience.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that's all right. Just be a part of the audience of the comedians you do like. And there are a lot out there who don't do that.
Right. That's true.
They don't go in like that. And you have others that do. And you can decide. And that's really the point. You can just, like, I did not follow Kevin Samuels because I did not agree with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I do not follow that comedian that I don't even know his name because I don't like the things that he jokes about. And I'm saying, but I'm not wanting him to be dead.
Right.
I'm not, I respect what he does.
And you expect his ability to have his own opinion.
Listen.
To have his own free speech to teach what he wants to teach.
We have to understand that we were all brought up differently. We're all brought up with different values and different things. And I'm saying I don't like when people put their values on me.
Right.
I don't like when people put their beliefs on me.
Right.
And I'm saying I don't want to do that either.
Right.
But I want you to respect when I say I don't watch him or her because of this, that, or the other. And that's my reason.
Yeah. I agree with you, babe.
It's all about. It is about respect. We need to do better with that in this country.
This respect needs to really infect and infiltrate our relationships that are closest.
Definitely.
If we don't have mutual respect for each other in our marriages, when we're dating, fiance, whatever it is, there's only so far we're going to be able to really go in our relationships. If you want your intimacy to go to another level, you're going to have to embrace this idea of respect.
Yeah, because we're not going to agree on everything.
We don't agree on everything.
We don't. So that goes even further.
It does.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for sticking with us tonight or today, whenever you're watching this. I have no idea. But we had fun.
Yeah, guys.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. And we love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.